I'm sitting here today with the founder and president of Steinberg Investment Group, Lance Steinberg, who actually also happens to be my brother as well as my business partner, for a short conversation on the origins of Steinberg Investment Group. So Lance, why don't we start by having you tell us why you started your own firm?
Well, I had been in the business for 15 years. I started right out of college and came to a point in my career where I contemplated where I wanted to spend the rest of it. And it became very clear that I wanted to be in a situation where I could control my whole environment, where I worked, the staff I worked with, and most importantly, the experience that my clients would come to expect. And so I found it to be appropriate that I would have my own firm so I could control all of those aspects.
Sure. So having your own firm, what was it like going out on your own? Was there any trepidation to doing that before you actually did it?
Not really, no. It was pretty much the same business as usual as what I had before, except my name was on the door now.
Sure.
The only difference was I was in charge of hiring the staff, and I was in charge of selecting the location and the decor of the office. But other than that, not much of a problem, and really no fear that my clients wouldn't follow me.
Mm-hmm.
I was confident that they were doing business with me and not the firm that I was working at. So from that standpoint, it wasn't that big of a deal.
Did you have a chief operations officer at the time that helped with the transition? Did you have some back office help with the move?
No, I had an assistant.
Yeah.
And that was it.
Sure. Okay. So what did your family think of the risk of owning your own business? Was that a tough sell to them?
No, it wasn't. As far as my wife was concerned, no, I don't remember it being a tough sell. The first person that I went to was our dad.
Mm-hmm.
He had owned his own business for a long time and knew he would understand. And he was very positive about it. So I know if I had his blessing, then I knew I would be okay.
Yeah. So in regard to going out and starting your own business, do you think that there was some embedded entrepreneurial spirit that was inside of you from before that you just hadn't gone out and moved on?
Yeah, probably. I mean, I
Okay.
think it's in our blood to be business owners. I mean, it goes back several generations for us, and
Sure.
so it just felt very natural.
Sure. So tell me about the connection you have with other business owners. I know at the firm here we work with a lot of business owners.
Mm-hmm.
What connection do you think you have now as a business owner, and how does that translate into developing long-term relationships with those clients?
It's a much stronger connection, really. I
Yeah.
mean, when I sit down and meet with fellow business owners, we have more commonality than we ever did before, and so.
Sure.
So I think that the business relationships have actually improved because we have more common ground than we used to.
Sure. So talking about those business relationships, in our business, we always put the client first. So what would you say is the single biggest advantage that a client has with working with an independent advisor like someone at Steinberg Investment Group?
Well, we sit on the same side of the table. We understand each other in a way that is beyond what an advisor does that works for a larger firm that is an employee. We can relate on a different level, and we have a lot of the same issues that we're dealing with.
Sure. So a lot of commonalities.
For
now.
sure.
Okay. Where do you see the firm in, let's say, the next decade?
I see it pretty similar to what we already have. I mean, I think that our business will continue to grow and develop. But in terms of the makeup of the organization and the culture of the organization, I don't see it any different than it currently is.
Perfect. I want to thank you for joining me today in this candid conversation with Lance, my brother as well, for giving us a little history lesson on Steinberg Investment Group. Thanks for joining me.
My pleasure.